Thank you. All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome. For those of you that are new, let's see if there's anybody new. Oh, I know everybody in here. Awesome. Hi, everyone. Everyone knows me. I'm subbing for Julie today. She's on holiday, but you will see her face next week. Today we are going to do a little bit of full body. I substituted a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago or so. So we're going to do something a little bit similar, but we're going to change up the strength slightly. Still focusing on total body. If anyone has any comments or questions as we go through, please feel free to write it in the chat. I'm just getting that open now so that I can see. Otherwise, if it's a little bit more specific, you can stay on at the end and I'll talk you through your comment or question. We can go over it together. Okay, so let's just start with a few breaths today. So get yourself situated, nice and tall. Have your feet planted either on the floor, on your foot plates. If you feel like you need more support to sit tall, feel free to grab a small pillow or something behind you. Actually, and while we're doing this setup, I'll just quickly show you what we're using today because I forgot to do that. So we need some sort of a dowel. You can use an umbrella, a cane, a broomstick, anything like that. Or if you don't have a dowel and you do these classes a lot, I do recommend just hitting up Home Hardware. You can get these cut really cheap, like less than $3. Okay. And we'll just make sure everybody's on mute. Let's see. So if you're not on mute, if you could just mute yourself, that would be great. Whoever's on Ken, if you could just mute, that would be great. I think they just left. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Okay, we need some sort of light weight. So this doesn't have to be a dumbbell. If you don't have a dumbbell, it could be a soup can, a water bottle. I've seen people use wine bottles. Anything that's light, somewhat light. I'll demonstrate with a 3 pound, but it really just depends on where you're at. We're going to be taking the weight overhead today, as well as some bicep curls. So if you have a variety of small weights and you're not sure what to use, just have them all close by. And we only need one. And then we're going to use some sort of a band. So I always have a loop in mind just for convenience. If you have any weakness in your grip or any compromised grip, the loop in the band is really handy because then you can get a little bit of assistance either on your wrist or within the hand, okay? But otherwise, we need a band, preferably a lighter band if you have a few, but once again, just have them all with you, and then that way you can kind of figure out which band to use depending on the exercise we're doing. Okay, so just those 3 things today and your beautiful body. So let's get back into that position that we were starting in, nice and tall. I'm just going to rest my hands on my thighs. If you're comfortable with it, you can shut your eyes, okay, and I'll do that too. We're just going to go internally and focus on the breath. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and then exhale through the mouth. Okay, and again, inhale and exhale through the mouth. And inhale and exhale through the mouth. And inhale and exhale. Last 3 together. Inhale and exhale. Think of your belly expanding on your inhale. See what that does. Inhale. Fill your belly and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Good. Okay, slowly bat your eyes open. We're now going to take our hand. I like using a fist personally, but you can use your fingers, or if you have a small ball, sometimes that's helpful. I'll just turn so you can see, but you're going to either lean forward in your chair, and we're just going to do some small little massages at the low back here, right at the sacrum level. So we're just taking our fists and we're just going to do some nice slow massages right here. Nice circle for the low back. Okay, this doesn't have to be really hard. It's just enough so that we can start to get a little bit of movement in the soft tissues there. So we don't want to hurt ourselves, but just some nice little circular movements. It might even feel really good for some of us. And you can work your way just to the very low back, right at the sacrum where it feels a bit harder. And then if you work your way back up, we can go up to about here. So we're just kind of working up into that lumbar spine. And we're not right on the spine, we're just to the sides. So right where those muscles run along. And we're just trying to create some movement back here so that when we do some of our spinal movements, we feel like we might have a little bit more range. This can get really stuck or sticky, I like to say, when we're seated for a lot of the times, or even when we're like lying down, or anytime we're in a position for quite a long time. So just working in here. We're just going to be here for a few more seconds. Okay, and then you can finish that up. Nice. If your hands are still feeling good, we're going to come up and just do a little trap release. So hands are going to come up. I like to use my fingers, but once again, you can still use a fist. If you need extra support, you can always hold on to this elbow, and you're just going to go right up into the muscles that run along the neck, right up into on the shoulder that run up right into the neck. So I'm just kind of doing a bit of a seesaw action here. You can also do little circles. Some of us are going to find a bit of tightness up here. It might feel kind of tense, or maybe like a guitar string, like you might actually feel it ropey. And this is where we want to be. So we're just bringing a little bit of awareness here, getting a little bit of movement in that soft tissue. Once again, we don't want this to hurt, so keep it gentle if you're feeling really tender. If you feel like you need a little bit more, you can actually take your hands, if you can see, and you can pull and pin and lift that muscle up. And this can actually create a little bit more movement as well. It is a little more intense, so if the regular seesawing action with the hand is enough, then you don't need to go into this one. Okay, so just giving options. Finish that up for a few rounds, and then we're just going to shake out the hand, and then we're going to go to the other side. Okay, so seesawing, just a little bit of circular massages here, or if you like that more intensity, just pulling, lifting that muscle, you can feel it and just kind of pull and start to try and separate it a little bit so that we can try and get a little bit more movement here. And slowly release that. Good. Okay, so we're going to go into some eye gazes before we get into the full spinal movement. So sitting nice and tall, probably best to follow your own thumb, but if you want, you can follow mine. We're going to try and follow the thumb only with our eyes. So sometimes I like to just put a finger on my chin and a thumb on my chest, and this is going to stop me from moving my chin, because what happens is the brain muddy maps movement in the head and the eyes, and we want to try and strengthen that visual system, because that can actually increase the ability of our range in our spine. Okay, so anchor that chin, bring the thumb to the sternum, anchor that chin, and then go ahead and just put your thumb straight out in front of you, and I want you to only follow it with your eyes, and you're just going to go as far as you can to the side without your eyes leaving your thumb. And you're going to do that 4 times. 2. Okay, there shouldn't be any movement in the head at all. Trying to go as far as you can without moving that head. And then once you've done that, we're going to switch. So I just like to switch my hands, eyes on the thumb, going off to the other side now, only with the eyes. And just take notice if the sides feel different. You might be able to go a lot further on one side than the other. And there's nothing bad or wrong with any of the differences from the sides. It's just information. Okay, one more. And then sending it back to center, and then good. Cool. All right. We're going to take that same visual thought, and we're going to do some seated cat-cows, but I want us to lead with the eyes. So we're going to think of looking as if I was to look down my shirt, I'm going to look with my eyes down my shirt, and that's going to lead me into a spinal flexion. So it's going to get me to slouch forward. I'm still looking down my shirt. Feel free to grab the backs of your legs if you need to for a little extra stretch. Slowly roll up, and then we're going to do the reverse. We're going to take our eyes and we're going to look up to the ceiling, and then that moves our chest up. Hands go beside you, push the floor away, expose your throat, and your eyes are looking right up at the ceiling. Now we're going to come back to neutral. Take the eyes and tuck and look down your shirt again. So eyes are leading the movement, using that visual system, coming all the way into that spinal flexion. And then slowly rolling up, getting ready to take your eyes to the ceiling. Eyes up, spine moves with it. Extend that chest, lift that heart to the ceiling. Take a deep breath if you need it. And then we're going to do this again. So looking down your shirt, all the way down, rounding in the spine. Slowly rolling up, eyes to the ceiling right away. So eyes looking at the ceiling, chest lifted. Think of getting a nice opposite C spine in your C curve in your spine as you look at the ceiling, exposing your throat. And we're going to do one more as a group. Here we go. Tucking that chin, eyes down your shirt as if you could look down, and keep looking there as you round your spine. This is your last extension. I like ending on extension because it feels so good. Eyes up, looking at the ceiling. Move really slowly in these, especially if you feel a little lightheaded. Okay, sometimes if we're not used to doing some of these movements with our head at the heart level and then coming up, it can give us a little bit dizziness. So just make sure you're moving really slow, okay? If you need to go slower than me even, that's totally fine. Okay, now we're gonna turn to the side with our head. So we're gonna look over our shoulder, turn to the side, and then center. And we're gonna repeat other side. Make sure that you're sitting tall. I am seeing really nice tall posture in the people that I can see. So just a reminder for the individuals I cannot see, make sure that you're sitting with your back nice and long. Get yourself some support if you need it behind your spine, especially if you have a bit of dump in your chair. So if you know that you have a bit of a low seat and it causes you to slouch a little bit, now is a really good opportunity to get a little bit of support behind your back so we can get into a little bit more trunk work. Okay, and now we're gonna look up. So eyes up, just the neck though this time, we're not doing the full spine. Now when we go down, I don't actually want us to hang the head down. I want us to think of grabbing something with our chin. So we're gonna grab here, and you'll feel that's quite different than us just hanging the head down. And then up, and then center, and now grab an imaginary dollar bill, or maybe $100 bill, maybe that's more motivating. And up, and center, grab something with your chin, tuck, and center. Very nice. Two more. Up, center, and then tuck, and then center. Good. Okay, shoulder rolls. We're just going to do one at a time. If you find yourself having trouble with this one, because sometimes I see a lot of people moving the whole arm, where I'm actually here just moving my shoulder. Sometimes it's helpful to bring a little proprioception to the shoulders. So you can just physically tap the top of the shoulder. And this tells our brain exactly what we want moving. And then picture that shoulder with like ink on it. And you're going to paint a circle into the air with that shoulder. So we're not actually using the lower arm at all. It's just that shoulder. And sometimes that visual cue can be super helpful, especially if we don't have a lot of proprioception available to us. Very nice. A couple more. So for those of you that don't know what proprioception is, it's the ability to feel where your body is in space and what we're doing. And sometimes if we've had trauma to the body in some way, whether it is from MS, having some lesions in the spinal cord, a spinal cord injury, spina bifida, anything like that, we can lose a bit of proprioception. So helping ourselves by adding a bit of touch cue can sometimes be really helpful for the cerebellum to know where our body is in space. Okay, last 3. Nice and big. And then awesome, switching other side. So if you need to, just go ahead and tap right where you want to move, top of that shoulder. And then we're going to do a nice big circle in space, like we're painting a big circle. And 3. Notice how my arm is not doing anything. It's just hanging there. And 6, 7. Awesome. And reversing it. And 6. And this is 10. Good. Okay, now we're going to use those eyes again, the eyes that we warmed up so well. And we're going to look over our shoulder, and we're going to take our hand, and we're going to try and tap over our shoulder as far as we can. So we're getting a little spinal rotation here. And then other side. So really make sure you're looking with your eyes. That's going to help us. We're not just rotating and looking at the camera. You're going to look all the way over. Over, nice. For those of you that have worked with me before, here's an option or an opportunity to think of not having any wiggles in the hips. So as we rotate, we're trying to rotate from the spine. We're not getting any movement in the hips here. No wiggle parties is usually what I say. Couple more. And awesome. Okay, hands right out to the sides. If you can spread your fingers nice and big, great. And then you're going to give yourself a big hug. Okay, remember what hand is on top, and now we're going to reverse it. So now the other hand is on top. Excellent. Last 3, 2, 1 more. Okay, and then let's do our overhead reach. So you're going to either put a hand down on the floor for more of a core challenge, I should say. You can keep the hand hanging, and you're going to look up to the ceiling and reach with your other hand. Okay, so you're either hanging the arm or you can rest it right next to you. And we're looking up. And looking up. Okay, make sure you're taking those eyes. Noticing a lot of eye work today. So really important to use your visual system. It's a huge part of our balance system. So incorporating eye movement and using that to strengthen can really help us with our balance, whether we're sitting, standing tall, walking, reaching for something, any type of balance that we need to get through our day. Couple more here. Getting that nice big side body stretch. And excellent. Good. Okay, last thing in our free warm-up before we get started into some of our equipment use. We did this little brain teaser last time I was here. I broke it down into 2 options. So I'll show the whole option first. So elbows are going to be in. Palms are facing each other. Okay. We're going to go open 1. So opening those elbows. So they're right in line with my shoulders. And then we're going to flip open the hands 2. Okay, if you don't have shoulder pain when you take your arms overhead, you're going to come up and do an angel. If you do have shoulder pain, just skip that part, and you're going to meet up with us as we reverse it and then come back to center. So no shoulder pain, you're going to go here, here, pause, and then in and then down. If you have shoulder pain. If you don't have shoulder pain, you're going to go 1, 2, and then you'll just take an overhead. This is prepping us for some press work for later. And good. Open. We'll call this 3. See if we can do 10 of these. Nice. Awesome. These look great. Let's do 3 more together. This is hitting those rotator cuff muscles. There's 4 total. This hits all of them. Great thing to add to your warm-ups, especially if you're going to be doing some type of wheeling or a sport of some type where you're using your upper body. Awesome. Good. Okay, let's get into our band. I also didn't mention to have water. So if you have water nearby, grab a sip whenever you need. I'll try and give some breaks. Okay, so grabbing your band, this is going to be our sword pull exercise. I did do this one a few weeks ago. Sword pull, so it's as if we have a sword right here in our pocket, and it's like we're going to be pulling it out and taking it up to the ceiling, kind of like the pirates used to do in the movies. So we're going to take a band, we're going to anchor it somewhere at our hip. Other hand, you don't have to have a loop, but hold on to the band either like this with the thumb up, or you can hold on like this in the loop with the thumb up, okay? We're going to have it right over at the opposite hip. We're going to take the elbow, we're going to lead up with the elbow, and then we're going to hitchhike the thumb up to the ceiling to pull the sword, and then reverse it back down. So the arm is crossing the body. So we go elbow up, thumb up, and then back down. If you find that that's too tight, if this is like way too tight, then loosen the band so that you have more range on the band. Okay? If you don't have a band or your band is too thick, you can grab something light. I'll just show, it could be a phone might be too light, but something like a water bottle or something that's a little lighter than what you have could be fine. All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to do 12 together. 1, and then down. 2, make sure the thumb is going up. So after the elbow, we go elbow, and then thumb is going up to the ceiling. That little detail makes a big difference in the deltoid. And 5, so we're hitting that posterior part of the shoulder with this. All the work seems to be happening in the front, but we're actually working the back of the shoulder. So think as you go up here, elbow, and now as the hand goes up, think of your shoulder blade that's on your back gliding down your back. So it's going in the opposite way. Last 3 here for 12. If you're at a different tempo than me, you can just count for yourself and we can meet at the end. No problem. Up and then release. Awesome. Good. Okay, other side. Okay, if you have uneven sides in terms of strength or abilities or sensation or anything, and you need to cut the rep short on one side, that's totally fine. Okay, just do what you can. Here we go. Elbow leads and then thumb up and then down. Elbow leads, thumb up. Okay, good. Make sure you're taking it right to the corner. So we want to go up right to the corner where the ceiling meets the wall and up. Just like it also looks like the staying alive, like the Saturday Night Fever move. It's another way to think about it. John Travolta, love him. And up, thumb up. Nice. Looks awesome. Last 4 as a group. And 3. 1 more. And excellent. Done. Good. Okay. We have our external shoulder rotations. Keep that same band. you're just going to bring the elbows into the ribs. So it's almost like that same position we did here, but you're going to rest the band in your hands with the palms up. Okay. So we're here nice and tall. Try and have a little bit of distance in between. We don't want to be too tight here. So try and keep it here without letting the elbows migrate away from the body. You're going to take your thumbs and you're going to hitchhike and try and break the band in half. And then we do that again. Okay, so notice I'm not doing this with my elbows, right? We're keeping the elbows in, open, and then back in. Open, and then back in. Okay, so obviously the closer you are together, the more challenging this is going to be. So start a little lighter. You can always work your way in. Think of this movement also coming from the back. So it's almost like you have a little tiny blueberry at the back of your shoulder blades, and you want to squish it as you open your thumbs. Squish, and then back. Nice. Squish. Last two for me for 12. If you're roughly at the same as me, then that's 12 for you too. Good. Okay, woo, give your arms a little bit of a break. We'll do a little different type of work. So grab your dowel. We're going to do some kayaks for time. I am not in a great seat to show this, so I will demonstrate a little bit, but then you're going to have to do it on your own. That looks a little better than mine, because essentially I'm on a couch. So if I actually do a kayak, I'm going to hit my couch. So essentially going down and driving into imaginary water. I'll just show it up here so I don't get caught. You're going to come in and drive, and then you're going to switch and you're going to drive. Okay, but I want it to be nice and deep. So you're going to reach down and do it, and then down and do it. So it's literally like you're in a kayak, and we're paddling ourselves along. Notice how I'm rotating with the dowel. So we've done all that eye movement, warm up. We've done rotation in the spine. Use that and really rotate with the dowel. Okay, the only reason why I would say not to do that is if you're feeling a bit dizzy, or if you're feeling like you're a bit unstable, then I would invite you to just keep your eyes on maybe the screen, and you can do it with eyes on the screen just to start creating a bit more stability for yourself. If that feels good for you, then I do invite you to try and get a little bit more of that rotation going. Okay, so we're going to be doing this for 1 minute. The timer has started in 3, 2, 1, and we're off. So 1 minute, a nice pace that you can set for the full time, and we'll get a break after this. Really driving deep into that water line. Let's pretend we're out on the water, the sun is shining. You're already halfway. Excellent, everybody. Keep going. Nice and tall, really rotating. Three, 2, 1, and relax. Awesome. Okay, take this time. I'll give you 30 seconds or so to get a little sip of water. Put your kayaking dowel aside, and we're going to go back to those first 2 band exercises one more time. Now's a chance if you have any questions or comments, you can write it in the chat. Otherwise, just enjoy your rest. Okay, we're going to be doing one more round of these 3 exercises together. Okay, so we are going to have our sword pulls. So we have our sword pulls as one exercise, 12 on each side, 12 external shoulder band rotations, and then back into a minute of kayaking. Okay, here we go. Getting yourself set up. Staying alive / sword pull, elbow leads. 1, 2, 3, and then down. Okay, the tension of the band is kind of up to you, so work within your range. You don't want to go too heavy where you can't get out 12 reps. You should be able to do more than 12 reps with good form. That's kind of where we're at. We shouldn't be tuckering out right at 12. You should be able to hit maybe 14 or 15 if I asked you to. So we're stopping just before we fatigue, right? And then Ken, just bring your arm if you're able to a little higher here. Yes, there you go. Awesome. Good. And then Angie, just make sure your thumb is up on this part. Yes, so the thumb is going to lead to the ceiling. Yes, that's it. Yeah, good. All right, other side. Here we go. So here, thumb goes up, just like we're hitchhiking for a ride up to the ceiling. And 2. Nice. Okay, just check in with your posture. I know there's a lot happening here. Do we still have that nice tall posture that we started with? Over halfway. Feeling that shoulder blade along your back, gliding down as you hitchhike to the ceiling. Okay, 2 more. And awesome. Good. Okay, palms are up, elbows in. Grab the band, hitchhiking out to the sides. Think of this movement leading with the space right here in between your shoulder blades. So we want to think of squeezing that area, and then that's what opens our hands. Squeezing that area, and that's what opens our hands. Okay, so it's a back exercise. For 12. And last one. And relax. Awesome. Good. Okay, put that band not too far away, just to the side. Last time here with your kayaks. And here we go, getting nice and tall. 3, 2, 1, and go. Really rotating if you can. Let's try and pick up the pace just slightly on this round. So the goal here is to try and keep that stability nice and rotation, still working, but just going a little quicker. So we're just trying to get a little bit more heat, getting that heart rate up a little bit more, and we're breathing. Find a pace, stick with it if you can. You're already halfway there, 30 seconds left. Excellent. Really drive into that imaginary water line. Keep going. So close. This is 3, 2, 1, and time. Awesome. All right, take 30 seconds. Dowel can actually just get set aside. We're not going to use that again. Just keep your weight and your band nearby, and we're going to do a new circuit of 3. Everybody doing okay? Thumbs up if you are. Perfect. Okay, I'll start explaining, and you can still keep resting. So last week last time I saw everybody here, we did a bent over row. So we were bent over, we were doing a row with a dumbbell. Okay, so today we're going to do a horizontal row. So it means we're going to stay tall. So there's a couple ways to do this. I'm just going to face a bit out on the diagonal so you can see. If you're near a banister or something, the easiest way is to just wrap the band around the banister, and then you have 2 handles, okay? If you're like me and you don't have anything near you, I find the easiest way is to take the band and just wrap it around your foot. So I just have my foot kicked out in front of me, like so, and I'm just gonna sit tall and take the band here. And I'll just demonstrate it with the camera down there so that everybody can see. So I'm right here. I'm gonna have my eyes forward, and then it's like we're gonna drive our elbows down and back behind us, and then let the arms extend, okay? So this is a row, okay? If you don't have something to anchor it down, you can go back to the variation we did before, but using the band. So you would just hook it under it would probably be your wheelchair if it's somebody that doesn't have the ability to do that. And you would just come down and do the row this way with a nice long spine, okay? But I think most people are gonna be able to do this. So having said that, doesn't really matter what foot you anchor it around, you can just switch it next time. So we're gonna do 12. The biggest thing I see with rowing is that when we get the arms back to here, everybody likes to do this. They like to lose that posture, right? Where really we wanna start in a nice posture, shoulders already retracted. So I'm only gonna be going back, and then I only come to that position I started at. We don't wanna lose our spine, okay? So a really easy way is to think my collarbone is right here. So my collarbone is gonna stay as wide as I can. So as I row, I'm keeping that collarbone as wide as I can. Because if I do this, my collarbone's really short now. It's shortened, okay? So that's a visual that can help some of us. All right, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. And I'll just keep facing this way so everybody can see, but feel free to face head on to the camera. We're gonna aim for 12. If you feel like the band is super light for you, or you're used to maybe doing more reps, go ahead and do that. That's fine. I'll just hit 12 to keep the consistency with the class. Everybody's gonna be different, so it's okay to do something different. And awesome. Good. Okay. Grab your dumbbell, just one. And if this isn't a dumbbell, it can be just a light weight of some sort. So we're gonna only do this exercise one side at a time. And this will allow us to kind of focus on stability. So we're actually gonna be combining 2 exercises in one. So we're gonna be doing a bicep curl, which I think most of us know. So having the weight down at our side, the elbow is gonna be nice and tucked into the rib cage. Fingernails are facing basically your armpit, and we're gonna come in and we're gonna curl the fingernails to the armpit. So this is a bicep curl, okay? When we do this, I don't wanna see this, right? There should be no other movement in the body. So check yourself. You can use something visual. You can feel your sit bones in your chair. There shouldn't be any shifting in weight in your sit bones as you do this, right? So this is stage 1, is just a curl. You're gonna end it here. For those of you that don't have pain in your shoulders as you go overhead, you're gonna flip the weight so the back of the weight is facing me, and you're just gonna press overhead. And then you're gonna bring it back down, okay? So it's a 2-stop shop. So we go curl, 1. Flip the weight slightly so your pinky is now facing the camera. Press, bring it back down to the curl, and then we bring it all the way down. So notice how I'm curling here. I'm turning the weight as I press. And then as you come down from the press, turn the weight as you come down back to the end of the curl. Does that make sense? So a little brain teaser here. 1, 2, bring it back to the curl, and then in, okay? If that is way too much for you today, you can just do bicep curls, or you can do your bicep curls, and then at the end, separate it, and then just do your presses on your own, okay? So 3 options. I'll demonstrate the original option. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. So we curl, we press, we curl or reverse it, and then down. And 2. We're just gonna do 10 of these today. and 6. Nice. This is 8. Excellent. And that's 10. Beautiful. Okay, other side. So just do a couple practice ones before we do the set. So we have the curl here, fingernails to armpits. Turn the weight so the back of the weight is facing the screen. Press, bring it back, turn it as it comes down, and then you're back into the bicep curl. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Curl, press, bring it back in, and then down, keeping that elbow glued to the rib. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Focusing on something that isn't going to move in the screen unless you're watching me for the pattern, then that's fine. 3, good. Keep going. We're halfway there. Nice. 2 more, everybody. Keep that breath going. Don't forget to breathe. Sometimes we hold our breath under tension. It will help you, I promise. And bring it down. Awesome. Very good. Okay, shake out that. We're going to go right into the band row again. Take a mini little break if you need a sip of water. Otherwise, we're just going to get right into it for time's sake. I'm going to switch my foot just because I like to feel even. It doesn't really matter. So getting ready with your band, nice and tall. Widen that collarbone to start. And here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Drive those elbows down and back, keeping that collarbone nice and wide. And last 2 here. And relax. Awesome. All right, band away. Back to the curl to press. Last time, remember that you can do any pattern you want. You can just do the curls. You can do the presses after. You can do curl to press like I'm showing. Okay, getting tall, elbow at the rib. Fingernails are going to be facing the armpit as we curl. 1, turn it, press, bring it in, and then slow that descent down. So that descent is still part of the exercise. Here, have control, here, have control, have control. Okay, we don't want to let that arm just fly down to the floor, or that hand. Time under tension. And up. This is over halfway here. Awesome. 1 more. And bringing it down, and beautiful. Okay, switching sides. Very last time here. And 3, 2, and go. Fingernails to armpits. Turn, press. Okay, for those of you that are just totally killing this exercise, I want you to be aware of what your other arm or hand is doing. So in this case, is your hand that's not working. So this one, are we death gripping on our thigh? If you are, lighten it up. Okay. Are you death gripping the rim of the chair? If you are, try lightening it up. Okay, so we're trying to utilize our trunk and get some stability challenge as much as we can. If that's too many things for you to think about and you're like still trying to focus on this curl to press, then that cue is not for you. Don't worry about it. Just want to give everybody in here a little bit of a challenge and meet them where they're at. Over halfway, guys. Keep going, guys and gals.
Hello.
Hi, if you just logged in, you can just mute yourself. Thank you. And one more. Sounds like a party over there. And rest. Awesome, good. Okay, get a sip of water. We're going to do one last finisher for our core, and then we'll end with just a little gentle stretch, okay? So this can be, I'm going to demonstrate with the lightweight. If you have a lightweight, then I would keep using the lightweight. That's fine. If you don't have a lightweight, or you want to use even something, I don't know, you could use your dowel if you want. The issue with this, I guess I would say, is if you don't have a lot of trunk function, what's going to happen with this one is you're going to fall forward. So if you have the ability without a weight to just bring your hands in front like this and stay upright, then definitely use a weight. Okay? If you know that you have maybe a higher level spinal cord injury or you have compromised trunk, you might want to use no weight, or just like hold your phone or something really, really light, just as an object or a pillow or something. Okay, so how this is going to work is we're going to hold our object at our chest, and we're going to sit nice and tall. So if I'm facing sideways, I'm nice and tall here, and I'll just do this so everybody can see. The goal here is to try and get the hands and the arms as extended as you can, and then quickly bring them back in, and without changing the shape of our spine. So we're not going to do this and round. We're not going to do this and go back. We're just going to here. It's almost like you were doing it and you had to balance a book on your head. Okay, now the trick with this is we're going to add speed. So I'm going to set the timer for 20 seconds, and I want to see how many you can get out in 20 seconds. Okay, so we're hitting power, which isn't something we've done yet today. Whew, here we go. Okay, so I can't talk through the 20 seconds. I'm just going to do it with you. We're going to count how many we can get out. Ready? 3, 2, and go. As quick as you can. Halfway. And time. Woo, good job. So if you were able to count how many you did, think of the number you just hit. Okay, how many reps you did. Catch your breath. Angie's holding hers up. I love it. Okay, share it if you'd like, or just share it with yourself, whatever you're comfortable with. We're going to do this again, and your goal is to beat yourself. So whatever you just did, whether it was 10 or 5 or 29, you need to beat that number, even if it's by 1. Okay? So just rest, let your heart rate come down a little bit. We're going to try this one more time. 20 full seconds. Are we ready? All right, ready? So my tip to you is get started as soon as I say go. 3, 2, 1, and go. As quick as you can, count those reps. Pressing right out in front of the belly button of the chest, not too high. Keep going. And time. Woo, did anyone beat their first number? Awesome, good job, very cool. All right, set that aside. Let's just do some nice cool down movements here really quick. So we're gonna do both shoulders this time. Nice and big, shoulders rolling forward, forward, and forward, and forward. And again. And then reversing it. Excellent. And good. And awesome. Nice. Good. Just do a little half circle with the head. And half circle. Last two.
Why not? God damn it! That's the way
And awesome. We should actually turn that off. Okay. All right. Awesome. Sorry, a little distracted by one of those videos that's happening. Okay. Thank you everybody for coming. If you came in late and you want to join this class next time fully, we do start at noon. So noon Pacific time. So feel free to come right at noon, join us for everything. That would be awesome. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to join in halfway if that's all the time you have, no problem. Thank you all for coming. And if you have any questions, I will stay on for a few minutes to chat. For those of you that are new, Ken, I don't think I've met you before. Thanks for coming. Jeremiah, never met you before. Thanks for coming. Yeah, and Julie, you will see a recording of Julie next week, and then she'll be back live the following week. Okay, thanks everybody.
Thank you. My first time here, you were the one who was doing it, but you were replacing the regular person.
I am, yeah.
I asked you about leg stuff. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Did you, I think I sent you a link to the Ocean Insider Club, right?
I don't remember about that, but I've been doing band stretching with my knees apart and then holding a block between and pushing in. So I'm getting a bit of work there.
Cool. That's great. Yeah, you're welcome. Hope to see you next week. Also, if you want, at the beginning of the session, because Julie might schedule her sessions a little different than me. When you join in at the beginning, just write in the chat that you'd like some leg stuff included, and she'll throw it in the class.
What did you call Ocean? What that you sent me?
Ocean, yeah, Ocean Insider Club. I'll send it. I'll put it in the chat right now. The website.
Okay.
So it's just a subscription. If you wanted more leg stuff, it's a subscription-based adaptive fitness portal, and you can sign up for just a month, and you can just look on it on your own and just see all the options we have, and it comes with a coaching call with me. So it's like $40 for a month.
How do I do that? What the hell? Ocean Insider Club. Okay, I'll find it. Thank you.
Yeah, oceaninsiderclub.com.
Okay. Thanks.
Awesome. We'll see you next week. Thanks, Ken. Hey, Causer, did you see that one video thing?
Yeah, I removed
Okay. I didn't have maybe next time I'll be co-host and I'll catch it a little quicker just because it was a bit distracting.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. And yeah, maybe I'll see you again soon.
Soon, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Hi, Adam. Did you have a question?
What? Sorry.
That's okay.
What did you say?
Did you have a question?
Oh, no, I don't.
No, you're good? Okay. Thank you for coming. All right. Bye.